Hello, my name is Jennifer Mace. I teach photography here at Cape Fear Community College. I'm sorry I can't be there with you today. I have a family funeral to attend to in Hendersonville and cannot be there this weekend. I wanted to talk to you though about my interactive community project that I conducted along with my class in the spring of 2015. It was a photography installation project based off of the French artist J.R.'s global inside out projects. And J.R. is a street artist, and he was not a very good street artist, and he realized that. So he started using his camera to depict other street artists. And then his photography evolved into more of a social commentary over time. And he has put up displays, photographic displays of everyday people in some really interesting areas in the world. For example, along the Gaza Strip, along the Texas-Mexican border. He also has done projects where people march around with portraits for various reasons. It could be violence against women, it could be a cancer project, things like that. And he's also done very large-scale projects in Saigon and in New York City, Times Square, and various places across the globe. Really, anyone who's interested in doing a project can work through JR's website to create their own. And that's exactly what we did here. At the end of this slideshow, I'll post, there's his website if you want to get involved. It is a completely doable project for a class to participate in it. And my class found real joy in doing this. And it was something different, a different way of taking photographs, a different way of interacting with the community, something they hadn't experienced up to this point. And so I really found it very valuable. And it was a lifelong learner who basically approached me. He lives in a neighborhood here in Wilmington on the north side that had a pretty bad reputation. And he and his morning coffee group that he met with were trying to think of a project, something that could shine a more positive light on this community. So while there were issues with drug and violence, there were also some really good people living in this community, and they wanted the news to be positive. They wanted something to be good. And so they had found out about JR, and they brought Bill Ferris, one of the coffee members and one of my students, brought this to me. And he was asking if I would want to get involved. And I was very excited to get involved and jumped at the opportunity. Now, there are two different ways you can do this project. One way is to register with JR's website and arrange for basically a large photo booth to arrive at the location where you're doing this project. Inside there's a photo booth and where the pictures are taken, and then they're printed out almost immediately through the side of this bus. You can see some examples here. And then the subject, would be involved in wheat pasting the image onto whatever location where they were. Or you can do what we did, was go through the website, register your idea with the website, and they could help you resource and give you information for you to do your own. And that's what we did. I basically applied for a grant with Cape Fear Community College and was awarded money so I could buy paper, pay for ink, pay for how we were going to install the work, and then also buy something to help preserve the prints. So we went about that. I scheduled for my class about 3 weeks to do the shooting, and excuse me, at different times with students managing classes, work, life, Over 3 weeks, we were able to capture quite a few portraits. Some of these that I'm showing you have not been cropped. We ended up cropping them more to like a head and chest composition, but I asked the students to just do like a head to waist, and then we could crop or do whatever as needed. That gave them, a starting point. We did not ask them to pose. We just said you could do whatever you want in front of the camera. Oftentimes we got the question of, why are you doing this? What's going on? We had made a handout that we gave people. We told them that we were doing a project in the community and wanted to photograph people that lived, worked, and did business in the community, and that we were going to display it on a local building. Bill Ferris, my student who approached me with the project, had connections with an abandoned, or I shouldn't say abandoned, it was just an unused old grocery store. It was closed up, there was no business in there, and it was right smack dab in the neighborhood that we were shooting. So we were able to get access to the exterior, and we just, actually we used not duct tape, Gorilla Tape to adhere the prints to the brick wall. That tape worked the best. So the students over the 3 weeks we hung out at the dollar store, like I said. Some students walked around the neighborhood and approached people, and we really got some varied responses. Most of them were very positive. Sure, what's this for? Um, we were honest with them and told them what we were doing, and they were all about it. Now, if people said no, we did not, we said, okay, thank you very much, have a great day. We were very polite. That was very important for me to emphasize to my students. And it was, we were trying to tell the people, we're going to turn you and the other people from this neighborhood into the art project. Now, this community has, fallen on hard times, and so they do not have access to the arts as some communities. So while they were skeptical, as we explained the projects, they were very excited about the prospect of what was going to come. So we got all different kinds of people: business owners, families, all different kinds of people to we got all different kinds of people as subject matter. So it was really quite fun, actually, once we started going. And there was, buzz around this neighborhood. All of a sudden, after a week of shooting, people recognized us, and they were like, oh yeah, we heard about, you photographed my brother, or things like that. And actually a few people got photographed a couple times. They kept they kept getting in there for the photos. It was quite fun. There was also a senior community in the area, and one photographer went in and photographed the workers and the residents there. So you'll notice in the backgrounds, really they're quite varied. And I think, that's one thing that changed from the way we did it than if you have a photo booth. With the van, it has like a patterned background, and so the background really doesn't come in play. When we printed these, I cropped them, so tried to remove as much of the background as possible, to make that a non-element, and just to look at the person and how they're posed and who they're posed with and things like that, to get a better sense of just the people. In the end, I feel this was a very well received project by the community, by the people in the art world. The locals, the people of that area, wanted more. When we actually took down the show, I left the portraits. There was a laundromat right across the street from where it was on display, and I took them all in there, and I said, if anyone wants their portrait, they're welcome to them. So maybe they're hanging up in their houses and things like that. So the installation, here's a picture of the installation, and this was after the first day. You can see the black Gorilla Tape that ended up being the strongest thing. And you can see on some of these I cropped a little bit tighter than maybe what you saw in some of the other ones. Students, community, everyone got involved. These are about 20 by 30 inch, somewhere around there. Maybe 24 by 30. I can't exactly recall. Um, but yeah, it was really interesting. People would stop on the way and, what are you doing? What's this for? And they would come by and point out their friends and various people in the community. It was really quite wonderful. And for the first time in a long time, this project created unity and pride in this neighborhood. And I felt so lucky to be a part of that. Really, I can't tell you. And I think the students really learned quite a bit from the experience. It was very positive. We basically turned the people, our subjects, into art. Again, exposing them to something that they had not been exposed to. We were recognized by the news and our newspaper for this project. It was only supposed to be up for 2 weeks, but by popular request, it stayed up for a month. And really, though, you can see the overhang here. None of the pictures got damaged, so we were really lucky on that. Here's the website. If you have any questions about this or how I went about it, please feel free to contact me. Again, my name's Jennifer Mace. My email is jmace@cfcc.edu. Thank you very much for your time.